Thanks for staying with us. So we can't end this show without discussing breastfeeding, as it serves as the best source of nourishment for infants and young children, and a proven life-saving strategy that helps protect children against many childhood illnesses. So to commemorate World Breastfeeding Week, it's important that we discuss this. We have with us the Assistant State Nutrition Officer, Lagos State Ministry of Health, Fadairo Taiwo-Adejoke. Welcome to the show, madam.
Thank you.
Good to have you. So because it's Breastfeeding Week, it was important for us to at least mention it today, this week. Yeah. So you have with us little Mr. John there.
Yes.
And so, I mean, we know breastfeeding is important, but
just remind us.
As technology is advancing and there are options for people, and we're saying, listen, that is old school. I mean, we have those things that we use, the cow milk that we use for the children is just as good. The formula we use is just as good. So what's all this hassle about breastfeeding?
Oh, thank you very much. There's a great clamor for breastfeeding these days because of the benefits that are very enormous. We discovered that going back to the roots is the best bet for the children to have healthy and well-developed babies. And we discovered that with that, if we can go back to the root, it will be beneficial to the child, to the mother, to our various community, and as well the society at large, depending on the various importance and benefits of breastfeeding that has been considered and looked
So the mother will tell you that, well, how can you differentiate a child who was breastfed and the one who wasn't? They're in the same class, they're doing well. Of what specific benefits will a breastfed child have over a child that
Thank you very much. A lot of people do say that, but there are a lot of differences internally. For instance, a child that is well breastfed, especially exclusively breastfed for the first 6 months of life, then coupled with complementary feeding after 6 months, up to 2 years or beyond, like that, you will discover that a lot of them had that IQ that is 10 times more than those that were not breastfed. Then secondly, you discover that most of these children that are well breastfed, they hardly have diarrhea. They hardly have diarrhea, they hardly have common infections, especially in the area of teething. You discover some of them, once it gets to the area of although they always have late teething, for the fact that they have stronger immunity, when the teething starts, they hardly fall sick. They hardly have these balls, skin rashes, and all that. In fact, you just discover that the baby will just start having a little temperature. You'll be wondering, what's wrong with this baby? Before you know it, when the baby just opens them up, you will notice that the teeth is already out, unlike those ones that are not exclusively breastfed. And we discovered that, for instance, the theme for this year's Breastfeeding Week. You know, Breastfeeding Week starts from 1st to 7th August yearly, although it's an all-round activity that's supposed to be. But it is usually celebrated for creation and awareness and all that between 1st to 7th of August. So from the theme, it says protect breastfeeding, a shared responsibility. We always feel breastfeeding is just a mere putting the baby to breastfeeding it. There are a lot more to it. The woman breastfeeding needs a lot of support, right from conception. For instance, like the example she gave now, if during pregnancy, the woman goes for antenatal visit, she will be taught how to prepare the breast. There's no big deal about it, but maybe during shower, she can clean the nipples, you know, so that she can get the openings, not applying so much pressure, but at least cleaning every morning, and she listens at the antenatal clinics. She will discover that doing that alone is preparing the breast. Then secondly, the major aspect is initiating breastfeeding early enough. That is the first aspect. Like we say, breastfeeding takes into cognizance the 1,000-day window of opportunity. That 1,000-day window of opportunity starts from pregnancy. Once the woman is pregnant, what she eats, how she takes care of the nipple, how she prepares herself. Then after delivery, immediately after delivery, within 1 hour of delivery, the baby is supposed to be put skin to skin on the mother's breast.